people have been talking about Barack and Michelle Obama. The strongest rumor going around DC, the undercurrent in the entertainment channels, the political channels. I'm getting phone calls from political insiders, and they are saying, "Oh, are the Obamas getting a divorce?" In fact, there's a couple of Hollywood insiders and one DC insider who went on a network that I won't name, not because it's a secret. You can see it right on Twitter for yourself, or you can see it on Google for yourself. Um, but he says that it's not a question of if, but a question of when. And then you say, well, where's the proof? And then they say, well, you notice you haven't seen him in public much. And you notice she didn't show up to public events. And you say, well, she didn't want to come to Trump's inauguration. Who the fuck would want to come to Donald Trump's inauguration if they could help it? And they go, yeah, but she didn't even show up to Jimmy Carter's funeral. And they like Jimmy Carter. They're Democrat liberals. They all in the same gang. I feel you. And then there was the Jennifer Aniston rumors. As you know, there's been a rumor recurring over the years that Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston had a thing, and now they're saying they still have a thing, and that the thing is ongoing, and that is not the reason for the divorce potentially, but maybe the aftermath of it. I am going to say with complete confidence, that it's all bullshit. This is a right-wing distraction. This is a right-wing distraction. Michelle Obama didn't want to show up to the inauguration for the same reason that nobody else wanted to show up to the inauguration. She hates the Trump administration and what they represent. She made that very clear, and Michelle Obama made it very clear that her decision to show up to the first inauguration resulted in her having that facial expression. And she said, you can see it on my face. She didn't want to do that again. Understood. I mean, you could make the case that there is a kind of contradiction there. You know, they're all so outraged about what a Trump presidency will bring. But they'll show up for Joe Biden. They'll say goodbye to Joe Biden. They'll sing the praises of Joe Biden, who just prosecuted, or he didn't prosecute, but he oversaw, funded, approved an awful genocide. She shares candy. She literally goes to funerals and jokes around and shares candy with George W. Bush. George W. Bush prosecuted an illegal war in Iraq. An illegal war in Iraq. Oversaw some of the worst abuses of our civil liberties in the modern era. This is awful. So I'm always fascinated by, what, suddenly when people get so indignant that they won't show up for Trump, but they'll show up for all these other Democratic warmongers and Republican warmongers. But whatever. That said, there's no reason to believe that Barack and Michelle Obama are getting divorced. It's a silly rumor. And I wouldn't even address the rumor except that it is a distraction. They want you chasing Barack Obama and Michelle Obama down a rabbit hole. They want you chasing them down a rabbit hole so that you don't notice what Trump is doing. And they've put up similar distractions. The left wing has put up similar distractions to cover up what the left is doing, what the Democrats are doing. So I'm not saying that this is just the Republicans are the boogeymen and Democrats are the good guys. I'm saying all of it is a distraction. Please ignore it. But there's another thing here, because there's a whole lot of black people who would be devastated, absolutely devastated, if the Obamas got divorced. And in a way, I would be too. because they are a symbol of beauty and strength as a couple and belief in each other and so much and what black love can produce. And there's a way that, you know, an Obama divorce would signal maybe like the end of our collective faith in that project. You know what I'm saying? At least in the pop culture tip. I mean, think about um Unbreakable or Alicia Keys' song, right? How many of them couples still around? Like Kimora and Russell making paper. Nope. Will and Jada. Nope. Right. There's so many, and I'm not saying Will and Jada aren't together. I'm saying like there's a way that the public narratives and the releases of information that they've offered have made us think about those relationships differently, less mythically. And so I don't want to believe that something is wrong with the Obamas. But look, if the Obamas want to get divorced, that's fine. If the Obamas want to be together, that's fine. I'm just telling you, there's no evidence of it. Do not believe the right wing rumors. Do not believe the gossip rags. Until you hear the Obama say something or you have hardcore evidence to believe that something is true, please assume that it's all not true. It is all a right wing lie. All the gossip, all the Aniston, all of it is bullshit. All of it is bullshit. If you want to criticize the Obamas for their political moves, sure. If you want to talk about the Obamas and what they do, fine. But please don't fall into this hole because it's designed again to distract you from what's happening politically in our world, and it's also designed to just take another swipe at black love, black culture, black communities. Ignore all of it. Ignore all of it. Let's see. I see some comments coming in about that. Not Remy and Pap. Another one. Yo, man, shout out to Remy and Pap. Love both of them, by the way. Um, Somebody said all those celeb relationships are performative. I mean, there's a performative dimension to any relationship when you're in public. Um, but I have every reason to believe that the Obamas love each other and care about each other and invest in each other. Also, when was the last time we've seen a presidential divorce? It's so interesting that of all the couples who are eligible for a divorce, whether it's the Clintons, whether it's the Trumps, you decide that the Obamas, the happiest Negroes out here, the people who have no history of strife, no history of drama, that's the ones they decide suddenly are going to be getting divorced. Come on, knock it off. Russell Wilson and Sierra. That's a good one. That's a good one. Although at this point, if they ever did a remix to that Alicia Keys song or another song, I'd be like, yo, don't put me in nothing, yo. Because that shit is like just like being on the cover of NBA Live or John Madden or you know what I'm saying? Like, don't put me on the cover of no video games. People be getting hurt. You know, don't put me in no shout out relationship song.